Hey guys, Prometheus back here yet again with another episode of Risk, Reward, and Fire with hopefully is going to be an awesome today. But before we get started, leave a comment, like, subscribe on the BB YouTube channel. And are altcoins about to bust?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
And I think they're about to bust to the upside, that is. I'm going to kick things off here with some ETH dominance. But like I said, before I drop any alpha, I need you guys to like it. I need you to comment, and I need you guys to hit that subscribe button and put on post notifications. That way you can get alerted on every single Friday video that we drop here on the BB YouTube channel. So let's dive on in. Jump in here to ETH dominance, right? This day is just lit up my watch list with green across the board. I mean, what a move it's been here today. And on days like today, it's kind of hard to talk about the markets because really you just want to stare at price. But I am going to be providing you guys some alpha here moving forward. Like I said, we're going to start here on ETH dominance and kind of break down what this chart means to the broader, altcoin sector and why it's providing a lot of signal as we start to kind of conclude Q3 here going into, again, Q4. So I am very, very, very stoked for what the rest of the year has to hold, but let's get on into it. ETH dominance here, obviously a monster move off the lows. And what's fascinating, if we look at ETH dominance, for instance, in relation to Bitcoin, let's pull up Bitcoin's price in relation to ETH dominance here. As you can see, let me separate these out here a little bit. I'm going to drop RSI down, separate these out. If you take note, right, ETH dominance up on the top, we have BTC down here on the bottom. And what's really fascinating about this ETH dominance chart, especially over the past 4 to 5 weeks, what we've seen out of ETH in particular in relation to what Bitcoin's done and kind of where we're headed. So high time frame, again, ETH dominance is looking fantastic. And actually, before I drop this BTC chart in, let's just focus on the ETH dominance chart, right? Let's focus on this weekly chart and kind of the significance of it. So as you can see, we came back down to range lows, right? This very same level that we hit back at the lows set in, late 2019, heading into what arguably has been one of the most memorable periods for crypto in general, that being 2020 and 2021. But I do think that we're going to have quite a monster rally here. So came down into the lows on ETH dominance here, and really nice reaction. Obviously, we look at the weekly RSI and we're starting to get this, push up above the 50 level. We had the uninversion, and our high time frame target, if we kind of think of this as some form of oscillator, is going to most likely be somewhere around this shoulder here from 17.7 to 18.7%. And I think a move in relation to that is going to happen in quite a fast fashion. You got to think about, BMNR having a $20 billion ATM that they can pull from, that they're buying Ethereum directly. You talk about the buy side pressure from institutions. I believe we touched on this a few episodes ago, but 800,000 ETH coins are issued annually. And as of right now, the buy side pressure is 37 million coins annually. So significant institutional buy side pressure. Also buy side pressure from retail. Like retail wants into Ethereum right now. It's a vast shift of mentality in regards to where we were at previously. I mean, even at the April lows, nobody wanted to buy Ethereum. So really nice reversal to the upside. But back to Ethereum dominance here. And clearly this move has been one to take note of. We have seen Ethereum lead off the lows. The ETH chart is screaming this. The dominance chart is screaming this, that Ethereum is going to continue to outperform to the upside. We talked about the institutional pressure just now. But if we're targeting a move out of ETH dominance here, another 30% higher into the shoulder, into this high time frame market maker supply region, what does that mean for Ethereum? let's look at ETH dominance in relation to ETH. Yeah, let's pull up some ETH. So if I pull up ETH, right, alongside ETH dominance here, let me adjust this, make this nice and pretty for you guys, easily readable thus far. So a lot of people are kind of confused and I shouldn't say confused. A lot of people kind of don't understand the dynamics of where Bitcoin's at and where Ethereum's at, and how does that translate into Ethereum price? Like, okay, if Bitcoin goes to X dollar amount, that means a lot of people are expecting, oh, Ethereum's just going to go to 5K, right? Ethereum's going to go to maybe 6,000. And I'm going to do some quick little kind of demonstration here for you guys based off what we just saw in ETH dominance, that a move up into this 17 to 18% level could very well mean, a lot higher prices than most people expect. And if Ethereum is going this much higher, then what's following next. There is a whole slew of takers that are going to benefit from Ethereum price action behaving in this manner. So like I said, we had a move out of ETH dominance really from the lows that was a 60% move. And if we take a measured move from those same levels in relation to ETH price, we had ETH almost double in price. So if we have ETH double in price on a 60% move here from a 60% move that we had out of ETH dominance, if we're expecting at minimum another 30% move up into this market maker supply region, we could expect easily another 50% move out of ETH. So just some rough numbers right off the top here. That means a move from Ethereum to well over 7K. Yes, 7,000. I know that's hard to imagine for a lot of people. Now let's look at why altcoins are about to bust, alongside the confluence from ETH dominance and the ETH chart breaking to new all-time highs, and that clear lack of resistance as soon as we get into the blue skies. Let's look at Pepe. Let's look at Pepe here. Let me take off some of these drawings that I have. We'll look at MOG, we'll look at Doge, we'll look at everything. I've harped on this in these episodes quite a bit, and what I've harped on has been structure, right? Structure is bullish. Structure is so bullish off these lows. Look at this accumulation. You had a nice pop into your high time frame, into an underside retest here of your high time frame supply, expecting a sell-off, compression back again, retrace of the entirety of the move, but setting a higher low, important to understand. And now we're getting compression again with these lows still intact. We have not attacked these lows, so we're still in a high time frame bullish market structure here on Pepe. Pepe is one of them. We look at just from a visual representation, this structure and this channel now being set for higher, right? We talk about this parabolic rise. You look at MOG, same thing. Look how clean the structure is here. Let's go to Doge, same thing. We go to Solana, same thing. We go to XRP, did kind of already have its move. We kind of look at Hyperliquid here. Hyperliquid looks a little bit heavier to me, but still in a rising channel as of now. I look at Kita structure. I look at names across the board. Link. All these altcoins are screaming. They want higher. They want higher. And when does that come? Like when do altcoins bust, right? When do they bust to the upside? I'm going to keep saying that. You keep using that phrase. It is when we have the move past all-time highs on Ethereum and you see the rotational effects into altcoins. And why am I not focusing on Bitcoin right now? Because Bitcoin is not the leader in the market. It is not the leader in the market. Right now, it's not. You look at the ETH BTC chart. We look at the clear outperformance in this chart, and Ethereum specifically. We look at the level we're kind of coming up into, clear this level, and it is clear skies for Ethereum in general to much higher. We look at the weekly RSI. Where are we expecting? 0.34 is kind of my base case here on ETH BTC, and Ethereum is leading off the lows. It just is, and that's what we're going to be using as our risk on barometer for the broader altcoin sector, right? Bitcoin is largely, especially if you look at the weekly chart, has largely been completely flat, right? Completely flat. Look at these stacked highs here. These flat highs, I should say, on these weekly candle body closes, the inability to really go higher. And ultimately, what I'm expecting, and you could see Ethereum put a move, excuse me, that's the wrong, that was not the right thing there. You could expect a move out of Ethereum another 50% higher, and you could maybe even potentially only get a move from Bitcoin up into our 1618 price target of another 11%. And it's just very, very obvious right now that altcoins are next in line. You had a Bitcoin take mindshare, take dominance, take liquidity for years and years and years. Ethereum is finally starting to get that. What is coming next? Institutions just came for Ethereum. They're coming for altcoins. They are asset agnostic. They don't care they do not care what the ticker is. If they can make money, they're going to be buying it. People ask me, okay, why would BlackRock be buying Pepe, Doge, MOG, Link, XRP, Kita, Hype, Collat, list goes on and on and on and on, because they're going to make money off of it. And that's all they care about. So if you see, again, right off the lows, Ethereum did almost 100%. And from a measured move from the same level out of Bitcoin did only 16%. So if Bitcoin only does a 10% move, which would be in confluence again with the measured move we just took from Bitcoin on the last move in comparison to ETH, Bitcoin moves up into 130K. You look at some form of topping structure going into the end of the year, and altcoins rip. Like altcoins just rip. It is a matter of time. I'm going to go back to this total 3 ESBTC chart. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It is a cyclical trend time and time and time again. Has it taken longer this time to get to this point in the cycle? It has, but it's only a matter of time for history to rhyme, like from what we've seen from previous cycles. The total 3 ESBTC chart. Look at the weekly RSI just starting to uninvert, really starting to curl up. Guys, we had a complete shift of the fiscal structure from the Fed today, right? That's why we're seeing the moves we're seeing across the board. It is a matter of time. It is only a matter of time in which you see, and we're seeing it right now, a complete risk on signal across the board. And there's not much else to be said. So with that being said, altcoins are about a bust to the upside. Structure looks insane. Total 3 ESBTC is going to, we're going to see this play out just like what we've seen in the previous cycles. Ethereum has at minimum another 50% left in the tank. And we had a complete change from the, Fed's fiscal stance. I hate to talk about the Fed. I hate to talk about Jerome Powell. It's usually just complete nothing burger, but you have to take note of what occurred today. You just have to. And, altcoins are. So we are going to ride the wave. We are going to enjoy and appreciate the gains going into Q4 and in Q4. So with that being said, that's what I got for you guys today. Altcoins are about to bust. I'm saying it again. It is what it is. It is what it is. So that being said, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Tell the people that allowed you to have this opportunity in life that you're grateful for them, that you love them. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment button. Check out my Twitter over on X. Check out my feed, dropping alpha there all the time for free for anybody that follows. So with that being said, guys, I will see you guys next Friday. Take care. Peace out.